Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a bit of a patch 11.08 review. So I came here to see something specifically, and then figured, oh wait, it grabs insight data from the past 2 weeks. Patch 11.08 has been here for the past 2 weeks. Let's see what's going on there. No, I wasn't looking at my own tracker thing. I was more so concerned with what Vito's doing because it feels like I'm not doing a lot on Vito. Like, yeah, it's nice that I can shoot people. Been working on my aim. Unk is starting to get his mojo back. But besides that, I'm just like, why does it feel like I'm not engaging with a lot of the game? And, well, we'll see the agents that are getting picked and played. Uh, there's win rate, and actually, when you do it by the agents that are getting played, you'll see why it doesn't feel like I'm actually getting enough util out of Vito. But maybe I'll make that a separate video, but for now, let's go to the win rate and go through what happened, if anything, in comparison to 11.08. So, I have the patch notes for 11.08 here, and we have the win rates for all divisions, all regions, all maps, competitive, okay? Starting with Clove. Well, let's see. Did anything help with Clove? No. And winner, chicken dinner. Not Windows 11, who still has that weird thing going on my screen. I gotta figure that out. If anybody knows, let me know. Uh, but nothing happened to Clove. So guess what? Clove is still on top in ranked. Sitting at 10.3% of the time played, 52.7% win rate. Yep, still play Clove if you actually want to win games, or have a Clove as your duo. Then we have Sage, who, oh, wait, let's see, did anything happen to Sage? Sage, Barrier Orb got cheaper, right? Fortification takes less time. The health segments went down by 200 HP. Well, 200 points, I guess that would have been correct too. Uh, so, Sage being cheaper, fortification taking less time. Yeah, the health barriers aren't as tanky, but apparently giving better walls and the fact that they're cheaper and fortify faster seems to be working out pretty good for Sage so far at a 50.9% win rate. Then we have Phoenix. Let's see, Phoenix. Yep, big fat nothing. You know why? Getting two flashes that are rechargeable, a molly, a wall, and an ability to run it down just like Clove. Yeah, that's that's pretty alright. Reina's gonna Reina. I'm not even gonna waste my time with that one. It's Reina and ranked. It's just gonna happen. Then we have Sova, who only had one change, and it was the dart, right? If I remember correctly. Alright, it was the dart. The cooldown is increased to a minute. Uh so with nothing else changing in ranked for Sova, Silva's still gonna Silva. Uh See, this is where it comes to the annoying part because, like, from playing Vito, right? Purely speaking, from playing Vito, Silva's like one of the only things that I feel like I've been interacting with as of late. Recon drone, backslash dart, interceptor. Beyond that, maybe Reyna Eye, but the Phoenix Flash is hard to predict. They usually don't Phoenix Flash right after I pop the drone, and that's it. So, and I'm definitely usually not in a situation where I have to stop Sage slow orbs getting thrown at me. The wall, yeah, destroy the wall segments, but at the same time, still can just throw slow orbs on the floor so we can't execute. So Sage utility has been pretty good. Uh, as far as into me from the eyes of Vito. But coming back to general stuff, Jet, going to Jet in rank. Not going to waste my time with that. Vice. Now, it's a 50.3% win rate, but did get kind of slapped, right? Vice did get kind of slapped. You can destroy the arc rose while it's winding up. It is now a longer cooldown. The wall, I've definitely noticed the wall trap sheer rework, whatever the hell, where it's easier to just like make it go off. Then you have Razorvine, health decreasing, Steel Garden taking. I've definitely gotten hit by Steel Garden a lot less, I'll tell you that much. Um, so it does feel like kind of a waste on that front. Mainly, it was the Arc Rose. And, well, as far as rank goes, even your teammates are going to get flashed. So, looks like Vice is still okay for now. I'd like to see how this plays out for the rest of the season. But for now, Vice is kind of whatever. Then we have Fate, another one who had slapped around pretty intensely, also at 50.3. And let's look at what Fate had done to her. Why didn't that go? Alright, cool. Wait. Oh, that's right, the near sight too. I did forget about that. But the haunt cooldown got increased. Haunt active duration got decreased. Prowler visibility increased in near sight. Nightfall lasts shorter. The width is less, and the decay now remains a consistent 75 damage over its duration instead of decreasing over time. So, so far, I will say I was able to dodge Nightfall a couple of more times. Tether. Have I been tethered? No. I don't think I've been tethered lately. Um, but Fade is an interesting case. I expected Fade to be lower, in all honesty. I don't know. I guess we'll see. The ult having a constant 75 decay is interesting. They didn't make Nightfall fall down lower. And this is where I wonder if for pro play, if people just double down on the utility that they feel like they're missing. Like instead of the Silver Breach combos, are we going to see more Fade Sky, Fade Sova, Sky, Sova, Tejo, uh, Sky? Like, are we just going to see more drones as far as that's concerned? Like, drones versus scans, I think is a bigger conversation that needs to happen right now. Because as we can see, Sova's okay, and it's his drone that lets you just like straight up see, right? So that's probably a big one. But it looks like the scans themselves between Haunt and Recon Dart are kind of not as big because they get shot anyway, right? If you're paying attention. Now, we would say, thankfully, we've had enough. I've had enough in my games. People actually shooting them. Now, does it take the entire team to do it sometimes? Yeah, but it happens, right? So they get that information anyway. But yeah, Fade still looking healthy for now. But again, I'd like to see longer term results for Vice and Fade because I am seeing less of them. As you can see, 1.7% played on the Vice. Uh, I think that this is a good example of the people that are picking Vice are really good at the agent. And just really quickly, let's see what it looks like in specifically Radiant. Where's Vice and Radiant? 3.4%, 51. Interesting. And we'll come back. But going back to all divisions real quick. And then we'll come back through and look at Radiant. Fate, Chamber, nothing happened to Chamber. As you can see, Chamber, decent and ranked. Killjoy. Killjoy did have changes. But I think what I initially thought they were trying to do by killing uh, Cypher and Vice is make it so that Killjoy happens more often. It looks like Killjoy is happening often enough. Can't say more often because I didn't look before 11.08. Um, but same win rate as Chamber, Fade, and Vice, and is beating out Cypher. 2.2% on the played. 2% of kills. Oh yeah, let's go over what happened to Killjoy. Killjoy now has a. I have noticed I've been able to get around this more often, which was interesting. So now they have like the main thing here is that they have a wind up effect when Killjoy leaves the area of her util. The alarm bot health reduces whatever, but this reactivation time added a wind up effect when Killjoy first re-enters the reactivation range. So they have to like restart up. And I've noticed that I've been able to sneak past Killjoy stuff. Unfortunately, every time I've been able to do that, my team just triple swings into like an op or some shit and dies for it. But so, and it usually happens on a map like Abyss, where it's like it takes a while to get across. So Killjoy, I think we might see more Killjoy in the coming days. So that was interesting. All right, Raze. Nothing happened to Raze, right? If I remember correctly, Raze. Did anybody? Oh, sorry. The blast pack can be slowed now, right? That. Uh, did anybody watch the CSM movie? Raze, bombs. Yep. That's all I was going with that one. But 50.2 in ranked, Raze and ranked when a ranked. Same with Neon. Neon, I will say I haven't seen many people as upset about the change to like the running situation for Neon. The relay bolt concussion duration. I've definitely felt like I got stunned by it, and then I was like, oh, it's already over, which I thought was weird. Like it felt like a non-factor. So there's that. But the battery is the main thing. Battery recharge decreased. Time to recharge the full battery increased from 20 seconds to 60 seconds. Battery drain reduced. Increased sprint time from full battery from 12 seconds to 16 seconds. Now, as we know, Neon's in ranked, except for the few that actually make content. Just run, get their one, and are already done. So I can't say I've seen much of a difference as far as Neons go. Come on, Windows 11, you can do it. Cypher has definitely been falling off. I'll say those trips I've had a couple of plays where I just don't care about the trips. Like they are such a non-factor. Like yeah, they give the information that I'm somewhere on site, but uh, I do feel for Cypher players, especially people who've been playing the character for a while, which I feel like is kind of a lot of this, the 4.3, where you've been playing the character for so long that it's kind of interesting. And I also haven't noticed the camera changes. I should pull that up. I haven't noticed, surprisingly. Um, Spy cam, like the the cooldown. I haven't played Cypher this patch. Um, but I gotta admit, I haven't noticed the camera 12-meter active audio range too much. I've just heard it click on and still switch to where it clicked on. Like I think I've still been doing that for the most part. Um, and I haven't seen a spy cam be in a situation where, well, stealth I see it, or I haven't noticed it. I think I've been too focused on my own trying to sneak past with a veto teleport. Deadlock, you had some stuff reminiscent to Sage. The Gravnet cooldown I've noticed, but at the same time I've just noticed more people doing it literally at the start of round. That way you can have something later. So that's probably an unintended side effect of the patch. Now, Deadlock, come on 11, Windows 11, you can do it. It's at a 49.8% win rate and a 2.4% pick rate. So Is that a healthy number? Is that what they're going for? I don't really know. 2.2% on the kills, right? But it feels weird. Deadlock feels weird from my perspective. Can't say it. If you're a Deadlock man, go ahead and tell me what it feels like for you so far. But the barrier is also cheaper. And dropping 90 HP from the smaller nodes is like whatever. The sensor still is pretty punishing, but GravNet, I've just noticed more deadlocks throw it straight off rip and try to get it back later, and some of them have gotten it back later. So I think if you don't have utility that is useful in the first 5 seconds of the game, it kind of isn't doing much. So Deadlock actually seems kind of good, if I'm being honest. Uh, well, Deadlock was already like okay, but I think Deadlock is. I could see Deadlock getting better as the rest of the patch goes on because the small node decrease of 90 is like whatever, but you have 100 more on the credits. You have it takes 100 less credits to do it. So like yeah, these are all nerfs, but considering the rest of the game, having less things to execute, yeah, I think GravNet is kind of cracked right now, especially because it still has the effect that it stays on you until you get rid of it. So yeah, Gecko 49.8%, 3.2. So here's Gecko, right? Here's the thing with Gecko. It takes longer to get all of Gecko's shit back. And I haven't noticed a single Gecko get their shit back. Personally, I haven't. Uh, Including on my team, right? They kind of just seem to all be okay with that mechanic just not being a thing anymore. I don't know. Uh, except for Thrash. I think I've been double thrashed. I think that's about it. But yeah, they're kind of just throwing the shit. And if you can just throw 3, 4 things in a round and call it a day, I guess that's okay. 3.2% still looking healthy, but at 3.2%, getting you a 449.8, I think that is starting to look on the decline, looking interesting. Then you have Sky, who didn't have anything last I checked, right? Sky. Right, sorry, I guess the near sight counts. At 49.7. So while nothing happened to Sky, still looking worse for Where than some others. Now, still in A tier by tracker.gg standards. But interesting. I'm assuming that the breakpoint is like 49.5% is the breakpoint for. That's my guess for A tier on tracker.gg. But for an agent that got home free on the patch, interesting that there's nothing. And then we come to B tier, and I'm just going to kind of blitz through B tier because there's really nothing to talk about. Nothing happened to Veto in the patch, so that's why we're at 49.1% and 2.7 in ranked, right? Uh, but I do wonder if this is going to change. I think this is a lot of new agent effect where people don't know what's going on. Like, admittedly, I have a clutch that the Brim tried to ult me, but I was in ult already, so there's that. And there's just like people still got to figure out what Veto does. So I expect this to fall, if I'm being honest, because I'm just not doing doing a lot. Like it's literally just me using my gun and maybe Omen teleporting, and that's fairly it. Uh, Breach. Oh, Breach. Breach got massacred, right? Breach got massacred, but kind of to the same effect of Cypher, where it's like the breaches that I have encountered, they play breach. So like I'm getting aftershocked at weird angles that I just didn't know. And they are not afraid to Rolling Thunder and the 2v1 when they have to. Like they will just send that bitch because it costs one ult point less. Um yeah, breach. As far as ranked is concerned, and as far as Windows 11 is concerned, goodness, 1.9% of the time, 49% win rate. I do expect Breach to fall some more, though. Like, I'm just not seeing a lot of great timings, too, especially when you have less, uh, or when you kind of nerf Neon, where that's probably the closest one that can immediately play off your util in a ranked setting. Like when five people that have never met get together, that type of setting, that's when I'm looking at like, oh, who's going to follow up the breach right now? But breaches have definitely been pretty solo dolo, just send the shit. He's interesting down here at 49%. Brimstone. The stem was standardized, right? Let's go Brim. That's it. I don't know what happened to all the Brim mains. The ones that were doing funky little lineups and things like that. I could tell you it's not Vito. I could tell you it's not that. I just have not seen Brims as much. As much. I know I just said that I saw that I had a clutch versus a Brim, but like besides that one that was a pretty annoying that thought that duelists should be lurkers. That's a serious thing that actually was said. Yeah, there's not been a lot of Brims. Maybe a couple more since then, but yeah. ISO. I'm surprised ISO isn't up here. Like ISO had the range nerf to the ult. ISO. Uh, had to tell an ISO recently, hey, you should use that for the opper that's shooting us. Then they didn't, so that was awesome. But uh, I don't know what happened. If they wanted to make aim more intensive for the game, right? More needed more aim. It's funny that the aim character isn't being expressed more. Waylay, oof, ranked waylays are not it. Tejo haven't seen more than like two, and that reflects in the 1.3. Kind of same with Viper. I've seen like one or two Vipers now. And look, this is what I mean by I just don't think people are thinking too high. I think people are thinking too highly of Viper, maybe in a pro sense, but in ranked, I'm so serious. I will now just even no flash, just swing the fucking Viper smoke because it does nothing. It is now down to 10, right? 10 off. Yeah, I will just swing that shit. And the Viper goes, oh shit, they actually swung. And it's kind of end of days, especially if I have ult on Vito. Like, I just send the shit. That's a pretty bad habit to develop, I'll tell you that right now. But ranked Viper, I don't know what they were thinking with that one. I know some people are really going to think that Viper, comparatively to the other controllers, is like massive. And as you can see, other controllers that aren't named Clove, not doing hot, but just swing the shit. Except Brimstone, apparently. Why is Brimstone? Hold on. Besides Clove, is Brimstone the next best controller? Oh, that's weird. Oy, that's weird. So yeah, look. If you just start swinging Vipers and make that win rate fall even more, that's just swing the shit, man. I'm not here. I usually shouldn't be trying to like give bad, like it's a bad move, like that is bad advice. But right now, just swing the shit, just swing it. It does nothing. Uh, then we have Yoru. Yeah, in rank that they can't do anything off their ult and very rarely have the utility to back them up because let's see, maybe a Sky Dog that possibly got popped by Veto. Uh, Breeds isn't seeing play. It wasn't before. What can you follow up? The Sova. Sova has the ult that you can still follow up with, but there's not a lot that you can follow up. Maybe we need to see more Yoru Deadlock. Maybe that's what we need to see more of. It's not a lot that you can follow up the Yoru ult with lately. And that's been reflected in the fact that I've not been getting stabbed in the back by Yorus, which I don't like, actually. I think that's a poor decision by Riot still. I think they need to put that back. Yoru just feels missing right now. Then we come down to Astra, which like why? Oh, sorry. Right, I should pull up what happened to Yoru. Uh, they made it so that hey, gate crash, like this is whatever. The audio especially is kind of whatever. Fake out flash duration is shorter. That's whatever. Blindside, this is whatever, right? The thing that I really care about is dimensional drift. You can no longer cast blindside or set up his fake out during dimensional teleport. Oh, sorry, dimensional drift. He can still cast the initial gate crash and reactivation, as well as reactivation of fake outs. I don't know why they did that, but hey, uh, I think they need to put this back. I think they need to put it back. Astra, right? We were on Astra. I don't know why they did this. They really didn't need to do this. And let's see, there's 0.7% of people playing Astra anyway, and of those 0.7, only 47%. Yeah. I guess some of them are still saving gravity well for post plant, but if you aren't, that's done. That is chalked. Yeah, that's just not looking hot, man. Omen surprisingly is down here at 47% with a 6.2% win rate. Now, Omen's paranoia was probably the bigger change, right? Where it is the projectile speed, it travels faster, but it goes for shorter. Cooldown on dark cover is increased by 10 seconds. So it's a bit interesting that Omen has come all the way down to 47% win rate, even though 6.2% of games Omen is picked. Can't be stopped by Veto. I really wish I knew why Omen hurts so much, but I think it's because ranked isn't getting in the specific spots to make paranoia great, but it's weird because it goes faster so it catches people sooner. Here's the other thing about that though. This is one thing. The near sight change, you can see closer range. So there's actually looking back at it. I have another clip that I'm probably going to post when I finally stop being lazy and get around to editing these things and putting it on a short. Um, there's one where I get paranoid, but I'm in a position that I can still see the omen. Uh, and then just burst them down. So I think that the near sight change actually has been affecting Omen a little bit more. Then you have KO, 2.2% win rate, 46.9% win rate. I don't know, man. Personally, as somebody that does also play KO, for me, it's like the fact that where is it? 0 point has gone up to 60 seconds. I think that's still a bit too much. I think that's a lot a bit too much. I think you need to keep that one at 40 because, like, yeah, it's kind of a scan, but it's all kind of not. It's more so like, hey, is that Raze about to ult us? Is that Jet about to ult our phase? Is that Chamber about to ult our phase? Yeah, you kind of need that, and that's kind of what KO is best at. No command is cool with the standardization. For the stem, it's still whatever. The weapon draw speed is cool. Weapon recovery speed for stems is cool, I guess. Whatever. And the underhand flash, I haven't noticed it as much. I'm still getting the same hit by it, but I'm tucking behind a corner. Like that's kind of what I was going to do anyway. So that's whatever. I think like the 0 point nerf is probably the biggest pain point there. And then finally we have Harbor. I have nothing to talk about Harbor. They need to rework him. He's going to get reworked. TM, I don't know what's taking so long with the rework. Harbor better be fucking amazing at this point. I don't know. So I'm not even going to pull it up because nothing happened to Harbor in the patch notes last I checked. But yeah, that's everybody on the overall. And really quickly, I want to see what's going on with Radiant. Radiant, you have Gecko. You have Gecko up there with Phoenix. So again, we have a very essential specialist thing. Uh, Phoenix, Gecko, Neon, Clove, Sage, Reyna, Jet. Huh. Let's see. There's no. There's one initiator. It's the initiator with refreshable util and a 0.2% win rate in Radiant. So shout out to the one person that can play Gecko. Uh, and again, all regions. So oof, that's oof. Controller. The only controller that's up there is Clove. The only initiator that's up there is Gecko. Because you've nuked all of them. Duelist, 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 duelist. And the only sentinel that's up here is Sage. Because Battle Sage. Cheaper wall, quicker wall. Heal your teammates, bring back a duelist. Yep, sounds about right. And we come down to A tier. Killjoy, Harbor, 0.1%. Okay, shout out Harbor. Shout out to literal the one Harbor, I guess. Alright. Fade, Raise, Sky, Cypher, Deadlock, Astra, Sova, then Veto. Waylay, Yoru, Vice. Vice is the worst Sentinel in here? Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. Chamber. Alright, Chamber is worse than Vice. Confirmed. Interesting. Here, Yoru is the worst. ISO. Yoru is the second worst duelist. Vice is the second worst sentinel. Both of those check out given what happened to them getting fucking nuked. Interesting. Oy! Okay. Uh, Brimstone. Sorry, going over to tier B. Brimstone, Chamber, Viper, ISO. Gotta admit, this is slightly surprising, but it does seem like you can still just swing the shit versus Viper. Good luck. Uh, Brimstone. Huh. Chamber. 3.9 on top of that. And ISO. Only 1.3 in Radiant. Interesting. Omen is the worst controller. Oof. Oof. 3.5. 48. Ife. Uh, Teho, KO, Breach. Initiator, Initiator, Initiator. So, the worst agents in the game, Radiant, are all Initiator. And of course, Breach is the bottom tier. Yep, Riot really didn't make sense to go so hard on Initiators, but then, oh, well, you look at that. Duelist, 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 Duelist. Oof. So shout out to Gecko who can have utility again. And that seems to come in play for the two people in the world that are playing Gecko in Radiant lobbies. Yeah. Killjoy has indeed become the best. Oh, sorry. Sage is still a Sentinel. Sage is the best Sentinel now. But followed by Killjoy. I'm surprised Deadlock isn't further up. Cypher is still overtaking Deadlock by a smidge, but whole lot more played. Poor Vice coming down, but 51% is still good. Right, let's you see these win rates are still solid, but it's interesting. So that's 11.08 so far, according to Tracker.gg and me. So yeah, that was that's interesting. All right, hold on. We've done Radiant. If you're still here, I just really want to know what's going on in Iron. Like what's I forgot that Iron was actually a rank, but let's see. Oh my goodness, this is kind of funny. So Clove is still up there. Killjoy Sage, Cypher. So if you want to get out of Iron, apparently play a Sentinel. Raze, Breach, Reyna, Gecko, Jet, Deadlock, Faith, Tejo, Sky, Vice, Chamber. So no matter what Vito does, he's B tier. Okay, that's interesting. Selpha, Phoenix, Neon, Brimstone, Vito, Waylay, ISO. KO Omen is just bad at all tiers apparently. Viper is struggling. Astra is struggling. Yoru Harbor is still bad. That's funny. That's kind of funny. So, oh man, that's how 11.08 has done everybody so far in ranked. Oh goodness. Welcome to run it down or don't run it at all. And especially it's funny the run character isn't as hyped up as just running it down completely. Like just send the shit with a second life. That's funny. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Maybe somebody else will find this interesting. And yeah. If you liked the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.